Erev Shabbos, everyone, Parshas Shoftim, the month of Elul, the month of Tshuva, the month of compassion, the month of Cheshbon and Nefesh, of making an evaluation of how we've done the past year and resolutions for the year to come. And like the Torah opens up in this week's Parsha, that Shoftim v'shotrim titem lecha b'chol sherecha, judges and enforcers you should put at all the gates in the city, in the cities that God has given us in the land, Ba'aretz. And the gates represent that we know that it says Nun Shari Bina, there's 50 gates of understanding. And we have to take our understanding from our mind, the way we understand our commitment to Torah mitzvahs, and we have to have it penetrate, go through the gate into our hearts. And also, like we say in the Ashrei, Eine Kol Alechi Yisaberu, that our hearts, our emotion reaches up to go through the gate into our minds. So we connecting from both sides. The mind is going down to the heart, and the heart is elevating to the mind, so we could have a common understanding between both our emotions and our mind, and how we're supposed to serve Hashem. But the problem is that gateway is very vulnerable. Like we learned about Parai, that Parai is by the neck, and the Sar Hamashkin, the wine pourer, all those adversaries who question, bring coldness, who try to divert our passions, stand by that gateway. And therefore, in order to understand and to be clear and to assure ourselves that we're safe at the gate, is we have to have judges that to make a clear understanding, whether it is looking in the Shulchan Aruch, understand what are we supposed to do. And even if when we understand what we're supposed to do, to enforce it, to make sure that we keep and we keep to our commitments. So we have to have both judges and guards. And one of the ways to do that is that we implement, we bring down the chachma, the wisdom that's connected to the will of Hashem. And we know that chachma is unlike understanding that goes through a gate. Chachma, it goes through what's called the 32 paths, Lamed Beis and Sivas Chachma. And a path is a journey. A gate is you walk in, you walk out. A path is a journey. It takes time to bring down, to connect the will of Hashem, which is beyond our understanding. But it should come in through our understanding, so that our understanding penetrates our heart. So we have a full circle of connecting, that we're committed to it, the level of bittul. Then we try to understand it, and then to be able to internalize it, and then we feel it, to connect it also emotionally. But to make sure that we do it in a way that's according to the Torah and according to the path, and that we achieve tshuva, and we achieve changing by that. And that's why the Torah continues in this week's parsha. It talks about the end of the parsha, it talks about battles, about war. It talks about how the Jewish people went out to battle. The Kohen would come out and talk to the Jewish people to encourage them. And one of the main themes that he deals with is the fear. Because when we go out to the battle and we're going out to the world and we're exposing ourselves, anytime you need to have a judge and a level of enforcement, means we're vulnerable. And sometimes when we're vulnerable and we see the large world out there, we get fear. And we know that one of the most challenging things that we deal with in life is our fear. And we see, when we read the Torah, especially in the sixth reading, where the Torah is talking about the different levels of fear that we have, whether it's fear of the general war, fear of the size of the enemy, fear of just last minute fear. But we have to understand that like the Rashi says, that Shema Yisrael, that the Kohen says, listen Israel, just for the very fact that you say Shema Yisrael, you're connected to Hashem. And when you're connected to Hashem, you know Hashem is going to be with you on that journey, and may be with you to make sure that you have the proper guards at the gate, and the proper and the proper judges at the gate. So that like this, we could go into the month of Tishrei, and we could continue through the month of Elul in our journey of tshuva, and our journey of evaluation, and in getting in touch with the King in the field. So I want to wish everyone a very good and successful Parshas Shoftim, in our continuation, in our voda, in our service of Elul. Good Shabbos. Be'ezus Hashem, we should be together in the Sha'arim here in Yerushalayim with Mashiach B'Karv Mamish.